Today we're going to be making some zucchini pizza boats. What I love about this recipe is that it really helps kind of with some picky eating habits. So how many moms can relate to a child who refuses to eat a meal because there's something in it they've never seen before? Very common in childhood. What this recipe is going to do is it's going to introduce an old food, which is going to be our pizza toppings, with a new food, which is going to be our zucchini. By adding something new that they might not have seen before and maybe didn't like the first time they saw it, with something old and familiar like good old pizza, it really helps picky eating behaviors. So the first thing we're going to do is start with our zucchini. We're going to cut the ends off, discard those, and then we're going to cut this in half lengthwise. Once we go ahead and cut that in half, we're just going to be scooping out the insides of the zucchini. There's no real great way to do it, but what I like to try to do is kind of line the outsides, I guess the insides, which makes scooping just a little bit easier. And if your kids are helping you out with this recipe, trying to do this yourself is great because as you can see, it's a little bit of a struggle. But what they might be able to help out with is adding the toppings afterwards. All right, so this is looking good enough, doesn't have to be perfect. And I'm just gonna place it over here on our pre-lined cookie sheet just to make cleanup a little bit easier. We're just gonna be scooping our pasta sauce onto the zucchinis. And this is great for kids because they love scooping and they love grabbing things and sprinkling. So this is a really awesome time to get them involved. What's great about getting kids involved in the meal prep itself is that it helps them to get excited about the new food and actually might want to try it. So by getting them involved, you could be really helping out with those picky eating behaviors as well. So we're gonna go ahead and put the mozzarella on first. You can go ahead and sprinkle liberally or instruct your children to sprinkle a little bit liberally. We also are gonna add some Parmesan on top of this mozzarella. Very optional, we just thought it would give it a little bit extra kick. Once we go ahead and sprinkle this Parmesan on, we're gonna be throwing it into the oven. The oven should be set at about 350 degrees, and then the zucchini pizzas are gonna be in there for about 15 or 20 minutes, but just keeping an eye on them to make sure that they don't burn. So these are the finished products of our zucchini pizza boats. Hopefully this recipe just gave you one idea of how to get your children incorporated into the kitchen and hopefully help you have a little bit more fun at mealtime.